Okay, so, thank you everybody for coming. Tom cannot join us tonight. He had some trouble at home. I think it was Doreen that's had some problems, and he's with Doreen right now. So, again, welcome. Would you please stand me and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are we still doing the acknowledgements? Did you have the acknowledgements?
I gave the original copies of the acknowledgements to Tom.
So he has them, so we'll skip them for right
We'll
now
skip
until
them
next
for
meeting.
now.
Okay, so we won't have the acknowledgements tonight, because I don't have them.
But happy birthday and
You guys too, have a good night. Yeah.
condolences on the passings of your loved ones.
So, on a new business discussion and possible actions, we have, first of all, town permits for the capitolated buildings, excuse me. I have a copy of those here. Again, Tom wanted to bring these up, so I can't speak for him. I believe the 565 is the one we say, or one right beside Cumbie's, right?
Yes.
Okay. I believe you wanted to talk about that, but he's not here tonight, so we're gonna push that till the next meeting. The discussion for the water district and the veterans hookup. I had asked them months ago, to give me a cost for hooking up water to the Veterans Park. It's been, time after time I've driven by that Memorial Park with people carrying 5-gallon buckets of water to try and maintain the look and presented look of that park. And they've done a wonderful job. Make no mistake, throughout the summer, they've had flowers there and they've flourished. I'm very disappointed in the water district. It seems that they just don't have an interest to move on anything for the town. They're in dire straits. I don't understand it. So again, I guess, I should have invited them here to ask them once again, would you please get a cost to the board here for getting water to the Veterans Memorial Park? And a complete cost. We tried to get volunteers to do some work before, and it fell apart due to the water district. So, no, I need a total cost for it. This is another one Tom brought up too. You want to have a discussion on boards and commission vacancies. I think what he meant by that was to stop posting vacancies for boards that are lacking members. And again, you can't thank people who volunteer their time to work on these boards, on commissions. So we just wanted to put out there that we need some more of them.
I think the only boards really we're down right now is the Forest Committee.
Isn't the Conservation Commission, are they down one?
No, they're good. I'm trying to think. I think.
So again, Tom brought this up, and I think that's what he meant by it, but I don't know if you would be able to
But
elaborate
I think it's an
on it.
ongoing issue in town that when people cycle off, then we need to have more people cycle on different boards.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that we need to have a presence or mind about, that we need to have that ready and have people thinking about, well, can we commit to and can we volunteer for various boards? Because there is that ongoing need for public
I
service.
think it's posted on our front door.
It
so.
is posted.
So if anybody's interested in the Forest Committee, feel free to step up.
Mhm.
Don't come all at once.
So we, as far as the approval of the minutes as we're moving along here, I didn't get the minutes till just before the meeting here, so we're just gonna postpone it till the next meeting to approve the meetings, so we have a chance to review them. Expenditure report,
She's
you
got,
wanna do that, Heather?
I have the expenditure report, I think you as well. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm amazed when we start to go down and look at where we are and the date. The October 17th. And, you know, granted, there are some things that haven't been posted at this point, but we're really in very good shape, for the most part, on our accounts. So that's helping us put together our budgets.
So it's roughly around 51%
Mhm.
used at the, well, it's 2 weeks ago, so now we're at 60%,
Mhm.
60.1.
So we're in good shape.
We also, there'll be a budget meeting, well, I'll explain that under selectmen's comments. Okay, you have the floor, Heather, under administrator comments.
Selectman Belli. With the expenditure report, I think it should also be known, the residents should also know that many of the departments didn't have some employees during large blocks of the year. So that's why that number, it might show 51% or 61%, but that's not gonna be a true number because many of the departments were short employees. When you're short employees,
It's gonna
as we all
affect.
know, that's the biggest
Do
cost
2 and
to the
3 at a
budget.
time down at the highway department.
Right.
we were without a TA unfortunately for half
Yeah.
the year.
And then my department was down a position for 3 months
Right.
in the year, so.
But what it does demonstrate is the town and the department heads were very frugal and cost conscious with what
Yeah.
they were doing and managed the resources extremely well.
Mhm.
A good point, thank you. Thank you, Chief.
The department head reports, I had asked to get department head reports by the 10th of the month from the department heads, just to give us an idea of where we were every month in the different departments, because there are so many things going on in town and so many different aspects of what's happening in the community. I'm not up at the library as much as I'd like to be. I know Betsy does a fabulous job, but it's just nice to have those type of reports or what's going on with the chief. So I was pleased to get some of the department head reports, and I know going forward I'll be getting the rest of them. So far I've gotten a few, and the select board has the ones that I was able to receive. Police department looked like they had a very busy month in September. They had 851 calls for service, which is amazing to me, and 8 accidents. So, and that's just some of the highlights. Library puts together a very comprehensive report compared to some other towns, I think. And she gave me the minutes of the last meeting. And then the highway department gave me another very good report as well. So, the highway department is in charge of the government buildings, and they're working very hard on trying to make sure that the buildings stay clean. As we're going into the budget cycle, we're trying to make sure that all the buildings get cleaning done and how we're gonna fit that into the new budget. Because it's important to have with all the buildings be clean for the public when they come in. So that's something that we're all working on. And I know our rec department has been very busy and took some exciting trips. So that's been some of the information that's come in. And I'm looking forward to getting the rest of the department head reports as we go forward. The other item that the selectmen have is a cash receipts policy. One item that came up with the audit and some of the other areas that we've been talking about with the auditor is developing a cash receipts policy for the town. Just to strengthen our internal controls. We had a department head meeting that I believe all department heads, with the exception of one, attended last week. Somebody who was on vacation. And so we had input, and I've given you the draft of that, and I ask that you look over it. The idea is that we really want to strengthen our internal controls and centralize how cash is handled, and then really look at some of our financial policies in the town hall.
Has Joanne looked at this?
Joanne has seen a copy of that as well.
And the treasurer has?
I gave her a copy, she hasn't commented on it. This actually came from LGC. They gave us a number of different policies. This one was the recommended one for our town, because it
Okay.
went by demographics, population.
Well, we should table this we're gonna table this anyways.
We need to
Yeah.
table it because Tom
Alright.
isn't here, but I definitely want you to take a look at it.
Yeah.
And get some feedback, and we got feedback from all the department heads, because it's something we really need to get implemented. And then we need to work on an investment policy, but we need to get some of these policies in place
Oh,
as soon
most
as possible.
definitely, yeah. Yep,
We have a recording clerk who was supposed to start this week, but we met with her last week. Andy, you were present for the interview. She was gonna give us a try, but she got stuck in Connecticut tonight, so she's gonna come on the 17th, and hopefully that will be something that you would, everybody will enjoy having as a regular recording clerk.
right.
Because Kathy has been so gracious to come back and keep us busy at night and take our minutes. Budgeting, all departments have been working on budgeting, trying to get it done. We're getting there. We're not quite there, but we're all getting there, so.
When do you think you'll have them for us?
That's a good question. I'm hoping, today's the 17th. I was kind of hoping that we'd have it by the beginning of November, but try to have them ready to present to in the next couple of weeks. Because then we meet on the 7th, is our next full board meeting, so hopefully by then. And then I think you meet a couple weeks after that. There are some pieces that we might not have, but we'll have a good idea of most of them by then.
I know you're brand new at this. I wouldn't mind coming in today and we can kind of go over some stuff you like over your budget. If you
Yeah.
like.
And that'd be great. Yeah. I mean, it's not the first budget I've put together, but it's the first budget I've put together here.
Yeah. I think we
And
do a workshop. You want to do it together?
Sure.
Yeah. Probably should, because it's your first year. We just,
We've
kinda thrown it
overwhelmed
around.
you with
yeah.
stuff from
Fine.
6 months.
I've had a lot of help. The lady sitting next to me has been very helpful, and so has most of the department heads, I will tell you that. But we are trying to get it all together, and it's just a question of trying to get it in, and then when we've had some computer issues, that hasn't helped. But we're starting to plug the numbers in to try to get them where we need to get them, to see where we are. I still have some questions on a few outside places, contractors,
Vendors?
vendors. Kathy was making some calls today.
They're for the contracted services, the security system, things like that, just to make sure that there's not going to be an increase for 2017.
That's the big question right now, is where are we going with those? Some of these contracted outside services. And I would like to get some outside bids on a couple of different some of those services.
Did you look into the, we talked about the security system for the cameras? Did you look into that?
I think that's one of the items that's on the
Okay.
list. It is actually one of the items that is on the list. We need to post a public hearing for Milton Mill Cemetery. Talked to Attorney Sessler about that, and so we're planning on doing that before the next meeting, and Tom is aware of that.
Okay.
The final thing is, and I really would like the chief to talk a little bit about this, but Friday night was a big night for the Milton Police Department.
Absolutely.
I was really honored to be present, and Tom went, I went, and it was really amazing. We have an officer here in town that we should be very proud
Oh, yeah, we
of,
should be honored.
and we're very lucky, and I think the chief can speak to that more than I can, but it was a big night here.
As I told you guys, I think at the last meeting, that Officer Nurjanakis was up for the Above and Beyond Call of Duty Award from our congressional delegation. All four of them were there. Senate and the House were all four were there. Officer Nurjanakis did get that award on Friday evening. Great for him to get recognized for that. Not the easiest call for him to have to handle that evening, but he stayed, even with the flames as close as they were to him, continued to work through it and try to get both people out of the car.
Outstanding.
We're really lucky
Yeah.
to have him.
Mm,
And,
absolutely.
I mean, we're lucky to have all the officers that we have.
Right, you took
but
the words
we're
right
very
out of my
lucky to
mouth.
have him.
Yep.
So that was a big night, and I think it really spoke highly of both our police department and the town as a whole. So that's what I have.
I can elaborate on some of the department heads' numbers, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, so up at the police department, the September monthly report. During the month of September, we handled the following number of calls. Calls for service 851, traffic stops 284, arrests 18 arrests? Wow.
That's actually a low number for us.
See? Traffic
Low
incidents.
number for arrest, a large number for calls for service.
And traffic incidents 8. And then Betsy, for the library, she always does a great job on her reports. She's reporting on the number of patrons that go through there. Let's see, for September 2016, 300 patrons, including 144 adults, 18 teens, 138 children from January to September 30th. Altogether, year-to-date, 2,940 patrons. And in Public Works, for the highway, the administrator, we're working on finishing up the budgets, got more things organized, hanging out, cleaning the new addition, got filing cabinets, files organized, employee supervised meetings, to prep for winter. Set up some winter classes for the guys, and the street maintenance, ditching the Bowling Road, Winding Road, and part of Huron Circle as a regular maintenance, grading of Park Place, Hare Road, Mason Road, and Ellis Drive. Grading including watering, picking rocks, rolling, grading streets, maintenance, repairs, road side mowing on Bowling Road and Tenerife. Just to name a few. So just a couple of numbers to throw out there with our department heads in their reports. Thank you, Heather.
Mike, there's one other thing I want to share is that we had a very good, successful meeting with the superintendent, and he's very interested in partnering with the town.
That'd be great, yeah.
And-
We've tried to do that for a long, long time.
And he'd like to start coming to our town department head meetings, and working more on a closer.
Yeah, if he does that as
Basis
a
with
gesture of goodwill, we should also attend their meetings too.
Right. So it's a very nice
Mhm.
working relationship I think we're establishing.
Okay, that leaves us with the selectmen's comments. Andy?
Yeah, we still have, this Saturday, we're gonna be doing the spooktacular trunk or treat down at the town beach, from 5 to 8. It's the 22nd, so this Saturday. We don't really have a lot of volunteers with cars to give out candy, but, this has been a big hit for the kids in town. It's something safe for them to go to. So if anybody wants to volunteer to go down and decorate their car and do the trunk or treat, that would be awesome. You can just call Karen here at the town hall. Traditional trick or treat is October 31st from 5 to 8. So that's from door to door. So get ready for the little vultures to come do their trick or treating. I'm sorry?
Cherubs.
Cherubs, sure. I do want to mention that we had a fundraiser at the high school. This event was very well attended. Devon's efforts raised $940 towards this project. She's an outstanding student and a member of the Newt High School National Honor Society. I know many seasoned fundraisers who haven't been able to raise that much revenue in a single standalone fundraiser. Devon is a terrific kid. Newt's full of great kids, and when they step up and take the leadership and role, those students need to be recognized for their efforts. So we raised almost $1,000 at the Biscotti dinner last Saturday. This last Wednesday. to go towards the new softball field behind the elementary school. And I just want to again thank Devin for everything that she's done, and we are going to continue with our fundraisers here to get the fence up. We still need around, I don't know, $18,000 to finish it. So, but other than that, I think that's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Andy. So we don't really have a budget per se, but we have a budget meeting tomorrow night. And I think as business as usual, we'll be discussing budgets year to date tomorrow night. There was no MEDC because there was no quorum. I had a request from, wish I would've got his last name, it's Mike, and everybody knows him as China Pond Mike, at the old marinas, the old marina, there's a street light out right in front of that place. He'd like to see if we can have that turned on for him. Me as a business, you have, of course, Cumberland Farms introduces all their own lighting there, and of course, the Dollar General across the street with Dunkin' Donuts and all their lighting. He has a request to see if we want to turn on one of those street lights for him.
Were those shut off when we went through and did all our shutting off?
John would know. I think John was involved with a lot of the lights that were terminated. Correct, John?
We shut off every other light downtown Milton.
So maybe it just went out, one of the lights that,
Probably,
yeah.
That's all on record, you know, look at,
So it's the
we
street,
should have it on record.
street light plus for Old China Pond?
No, right in front of China Pond.
Okay,
They're all
Across from that.
identified with a poll number, so
Yeah.
you've got it on record.
okay. So maybe we just need to have it fixed, okay?
Yeah, call it in. Yeah.
Okay.
If it is one that is shut off, that the town shut off, Eversource allows the businesses or the homes that want that turned back on.
For
Well,
cost.
If it was shut off during the street light, cost savings, there's no light there. It was
Right.
taken down.
So, all right, so
So if
it's
there's a light
just out,
there, it's got a
just
ball
out.
out, period.
Yeah,
So just might have a ball out, okay.
it's been out for quite a while.
Okay.
In last, we had, because we had some complaints from residents about the service for MetroCast, the people who regulate that are the FCC. In the news lately, Comcast was fined quite a bit of money for overcharging people, right? And hence the FCC takes care of those complaints. Don't feel
Well, I don't
it's-
think it's so much the cost. I think it's the service.
No, that was Comcast.
Oh,
I see.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because I think that's really mainly why MetroCast was here, was because of poor service. I mean, that's what people were, telling us. So that's why they were here. It weren't nothing to do with. Well, I mean, it's always the price, of course.
Yeah.
But
Well, the point being, the FCC regulates the service and cost from providers like MetroCast. I think that's pretty much all I have for right now.
Mike, I did have one more thing.
Go ahead.
Voting is on the 8th, coverage. We need to just talk about that or put that out there.
Election day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think all three selectmen are going to be, are you going to be there, Andy?
I'm going to try, but if I'm not, I will find a replacement.
And you'll
Okay.
let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andy, Mike, you'll be
Yeah,
there?
I'll be there, yeah.
Okay. And Tom? Okay.
Okay, which leaves us to public comments. I'll open the floor to public comments. John?
I got a bunch of them. I'd like to go back up and go down through some things, and maybe you can tell me why we didn't talk about them. It's on the agenda. Tumble down buildings, the second one. You got a discussion on that? Or?
Yeah, Tom had brought that to the board.
so we don't know what it's about,
So I don't know why you did that.
okay?
I hadn't got to talk to
So
you.
that'll be on the agenda next time, Tony.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about some of the buildings that will falling down historical values to the town. You know, we'll talk about it next meeting when it comes back.
Sure.
John, could you make sure I have a list of which ones you're talking about, so make sure we're all on the same page?
I can't even hear you.
The list of the buildings that you're talking about, so.
Yeah, the scenic byway list, you have it in your files.
Okay.
The one that I'm talking about is a recent one that they just took down up on the ridge. It was called the Horn House. It's the site of the first blacksmith shop in the town of Milton, historical. And the building needed repair a year ago, 5/4/2015. I have pictures to support these. And then a year later, it tumbled down because of whatever reason. And then, 10/16, I took a picture yesterday, and the barn has been taken out like they had orders to do from the town. So you with it?
Property.
I will try to find the file on it. I will see what I can do. And maybe Kathy can help me find the file.
If you can't, give me a call.
Are you talking the Foster, is it Foster property on the corner?
I'm talking the Horn Homestead, right on Bowling Road, the first one on the left.
It's on the corner,
The
right.
one that they just had, they were demanded to take down.
The barn,
Right.
yeah, okay.
The next one that I'd like to, if we can, maybe we can't review until Tom comes back either. I was interested in why I'm here is, what was the plan to post Mill Cemetery public hearing? Is there a plan in place?
We're waiting for, yes, we're gonna plan to post it. I believe it's next time. We're waiting for Attorney Cecil to give us the paperwork on it.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you at all. Is that me, my ears?
Well, you wanna move up, John? Do you
Wait
want,
for Cecil?
do you wanna move up a little?
Okay.
Waiting for Attorney Cecil to give them the paperwork.
Okay. Yeah, because Mr. Sessler is working, started this morning on working for the quitclaim deed, so somehow we gotta get these joined together and get these, hearings done, because we gotta do 2 of them 10 days apart, so.
Yeah, he mentioned something about that, but he said,
Yeah, well, again, we gotta find a way of somehow expediting to get this done.
okay.
You know, if you read, the RSA law that covers it, I mean, I went ahead of the planning board, I went ahead of the conservation department to expedite this. And now these public hearings, we really need to do something, and I'm here to help in any way I can. If you wanna give me the authority, I'll handle it and move forward, but, RSA 41:14-A specifies very clearly what we need to do. Here we are now going on almost
Can-
3 weeks.
can we
haven't
do
got
a-
a plan in
Just
place.
get a hold of Jim, find out where we're at on this.
Can we do a
Next
public
meeting.
hearing the next selectmen's meeting?
That's what we were planning on doing. When I talked to him, he said
Okay.
do it the
As
next.
far as the public hearing goes, it's got nothing to do with Mr. Sessler. Mr. Sessler's working on the quitclaim deed only.
But he had paperwork he said he wanted to have done, and basically you have to post it, and usually you do it the first couple of
So we're
minutes
gonna
of
do the
meeting.
next public hearing, John, the next selectmen's meeting.
Oh, okay, so,
It would be whatever this, I think it's the 7th.
all right, so it's scheduled for the 7th.
We're gonna put it on for the 7th. We have to post it for the
Yeah,
7th. We have to
okay.
post it and go for the 7th.
All right, well, thank you.
But I just gotta get the paperwork back for him. I went back for it today.
Okay, I only have one more. I want to make sure that the boards are aware of, the state of New Hampshire is going to start doing inspections at the Milton Townhouse for storage and water. Sometime this week. I don't have the date when they're going to do it, but sometime this week. I have a contractor involved also, Gary Perkins, Concrete. Just so you all be aware if you go by and see a bunch of equipment, because once we get started, the whole front of that building's going to be all torn up.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I have.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Say your name
You don't know my name?
for the record.
Ryan Tebow.
Hi, Ryan, what's up?
I just was curious if we had any update on the last RSA 91A right to know form I submitted, that the documentation couldn't be found. Have we had any luck locating that copy of that permit? Or have we not even looked?
Ryan, there has been no change. We have done everything we can.
So I was last told that, or informed that you guys were continuing to look for it, and I haven't heard anything since. So does that mean you're no longer looking for it, you can't find it, and you're moving on? Is that your answer to my question?
We could continue to look for it. We just don't know where it is.
So you are continuing or you're not?
No, we are continuing. Anything else, Ryan?
That's it, thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Hi, Chief. Yes.
Chief Kraus, on October 22nd from 10 to 2, we are doing the second prescription drug take back at the police department. So anyone who has unused or unneeded prescription drugs, they can bring to the police department.
You said 22nd to the what?
This Saturday, the 22nd, from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We did one earlier in the spring, and
Yep.
we're doing the fall one again this year.
Was it pretty successful in the spring?
We don't really get a lot of people that come out, truthfully.
Yeah.
And Chief, do you take everything like antibiotics, anything?
All prescription medication. All you do is you come in, the officers don't touch them, you come in with them in their container, you drop it in the box, and at the end of the 4 hours, the box is sealed, and then we give it to the federal government, and they dispose of it.
Don't we have a incinerator?
We don't do anything with prescription drugs,
Oh,
that's
okay.
all federal government. Drug take back day is all the federal government, we're just sites and the security for those items.
Thank you, Chief. Brown?
Yep. Larry Brown. A couple of things. One, picking up from what is my understanding in general from what Chief Kraus is saying, and that is, if you have drugs, bring them in. Don't flush them. One of the unacknowledged health risks and contamination of public water supply is prescription drugs which are flushed, either into a public municipal sewage treatment system or into your own home septic field. Eventually, those materials reach the groundwater. So, that's one. Secondly, my understanding from what I've read is that Comcast got zinged like Wells Fargo on phantoms. They were either bundling or overcharging for services delivered. So
That's
it wasn't
correct.
a technical signal strength issue for Comcast. Third issue would be that in, I'll call it 1985 because you won't check me, in the mid-'80s, the New York Times magazine had an article on colonial acres in suburban New Jersey. And the first thing they did was to tear down that tacky little antique colonial farmhouse that stood in the way of the many acres that they were building. Unless you have historic preservation, unless you have a historic commission, unless you have covenant protections, any property, no matter how beautiful, no matter how historic, is at the mercy of the pleasure of the owner, no different than a brand new employee at the pleasure of the selectman. That's the way it goes. The third one is much more pleasant, and that is, Betsy, did you wish to talk to the grants and other things that you have received, or shall I just mention the my library brown hat?
Go ahead
Oh,
and put it in the hat.
I'll do my library brown hat, and that is, yes, Betsy as department head does a wonderful job in preparing reviews of the expenses, successes, the budget use, and the budget projections on patron usage that the library has. Point one. Second point, right now, following that wonderful happy accident when the pipes first burst in the library. We have been extraordinarily fortunate from the work of the town, from work of volunteers, like John Catwick sitting in the back row, for getting the library into almost done shape for its physical structures. We had a presentation by Susan Gaudiello, who is the president of the New Hampshire State Library Association and a sitting select person in Barrington. And she talked about town and library relationships, that formal phrase memorandum of understanding, just to pick up on what we do have for staff, for selectmen, for trustees, knowing how we work back and forth with each other. In fact, we particularly sent the selectman and town administrator a copy of the last minutes. Things are quiet. We will be looking forward to the March election for a new elected trustee. If the selectmen have someone who has some good financial background, who is amiable in working with others, and is preferably a library patron, and they want to appoint of their own authority an interim, go for it. The other thing is, this is, I'm going to walk to the front, and I'm going to hold it carefully in front of me and up to the camera so we do not scare the children. This is the 9th annual 2016 wreath sale for the benefit of the library, put on by the Friends of the Milton Free Public Library. We have the New Hampshire-made wreaths, decorated, plain, lush garland, and kissing bowls for local pickup, and also this year an option of online ordering, which I am not going to give to you because you know what a clever computer person I am. You can go to the library website and they will patch you through to that ordering blank. But it's a wonderful opportunity, and Les Elder was involved with this when it first came out, and he helped Suzanne in the details of setting up the online ordering form with Three Rivers. They're right over in Franklin. They have a wonderful website. It's a nice local product. And where shall I put the order blanks?
You want me to take them in now?
I just checked, you were right, 1985.
I'm sorry?
You were right, 1985. It's really annoying.
Well, anyway, I will give you those.
Yep.
And thank you.
I will take care of
And if you want to walk out the door, make sure you pick one up.
that.
Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Presentation.
Yeah, I got one more.
Yeah, John?
I received an email, I think
But I want to make some more copies.
you should know about what happened with the email. It comes from Mr. Sessler, addressed to me and copied to a new town administrator. I responded to the email and sent it, and I had a huge, great big error message on my screen that scared me to death. I've never seen it before, all in red. So what I did was I deleted the reply to the town administrator because I knew we had problems here,
Sure.
and it went right through. So please, for me, don't send me no emails for a while. I don't want to get infected, so I think my
I feel like Typhoid
software
Mary.
stopped it, so.
Well,
I
my
still have the email. I kept it for a reason, brother. I don't know whether Kathy, somebody wants to look at it, or yourself, or somebody that's, I'm
when
not.
was this, John?
What's that?
When did this happen?
2 hours ago, 3 hours ago?
Stone chisels.
I'm just telling you that, and it's still there, so if somebody, there's a computer whiz, they're welcome to come to my house and see what the response is. They don't stay on there long. It's a big square, all in red. Error message.
Well,
Did it come- whoops.
my original computer is actually, they called the other day, they asked if they could keep it at the FBI. I said, sure, have fun with it. So,
Did it come from
So
you or
with the,
Jim?
My question
Jim.
is, would you like to take a look at it before I dump it? Because it might be valuable
I think,
to whoever's gonna,
I think we need to somebody needs to take a look at it.
Can you screen capture it? and
Yeah.
just email it?
How long do you think it would take DJ
When you go back
to
up
zip
to
over his house and take a look
Okay.
at it? I mean, he's conducting town business.
Rich says that he will send a man up after the
Okay.
meeting,
Okay.
and so I can show it to him, and then,
Can he get a
I'm
screenshot?
just cautioning that
Okay.
maybe it's
John, did
nothing,
it come from, did the original message come from Heather or from Jim?
No, it come from Jim, but she was copied.
Okay.
All right, so
Then when I
Chief, you'll get it copied.
When I
Yep.
reply to all is when that red message come up. So what I did is I went back and I just replied to Jim only, all the way through, so.
Okay. Thank you, Chief.
Okay, anybody else? Okay, I'm gonna close the public comments. So the boards, or any other business we need to look at?
No, I'm
Public,
good.
I'd like to go back into non-public.
Three of us are gonna run to
I'll,
non-public.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Well, okay, for the old, we're going back into non-public though.
The three of us, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.